Michigan spring success right here at the Voice of College Football, Maize and Blue. Please like the video, share the videos out on social media. If you enjoy the discussion, debate, and analysis, others will as well. So that's why we ask you to share the videos. Not everyone knows that we're here talking Michigan football every day. And please subscribe. All right. The coaching staff is almost completely different. 6 new coaches, 5 of them have never coached the same position that they're coaching for Michigan. Mike Hart did at Indiana, of course, the famed Michigan Wolverine running back from 2004 through 07. But the other 5 coaches did not coach the position that they're being asked to coach. So what this tells me is that, and many of them came in just prior to spring practice starting. So imagine being a wide receiver coach like Ron Bellamy and arriving just before camp, and then, bam, you're the safeties coach, for example. Okay. So the coaching of the players is first and foremost, but Jim Harbaugh, in addition to evaluating the players, is going to have to evaluate the coaching staff. How are they doing with instruction and building relationships and terminology and the cohesion between all the new coaches? He's going to have to be on top of that. He's going to have to be an evaluator of his coaching staff. And if he wants them to succeed, he needs to get them some help. I would have, this is too late for it now because they're already 3 weeks into spring practice. I would have brought in mentors. I would have brought in an advisor or two, at least just to walk around practice, just watch what's going on, watch the teaching methods, and then like a Bob Stoops. He comes to mind. I could probably come up with somebody else, but Bob Stoops comes to mind, a guy that knows how to run spring practice and knows a good position coach when he sees one, just to get another perspective and get a guy that's been there a zillion times that can mentor these young coaches, or mentor a coach that's coaching a different position for the first time. Just a thought there, outside the box. Mentors, advisors that can help, because how quickly these coaches take to their position, their new position, also how they acclimate to each other and gel as a coaching staff, and then number 3, build the relationships for the first time with these players. This is key, more so than maybe even the development of the players, which we know is huge coming off a 2-4 campaign. So that's going to be amazing to see how that plays out. All right, new young coaching staff that is built to recruit, but can they coach and instruct and develop? Development's been the issue at Michigan in some spots, key areas, and this doesn't appear to be the coaching staff that would be well-groomed for that, at least initially. J.J. McCarthy. Okay, everybody wants to see what the 5-star is going to do. Early reports from players is that he's everything he was billed to be. Athletic. He can do some things the other quarterbacks cannot do. But he's got to learn the playbook. He's got to get comfortable. He's got to assert himself as a leader. My approach, this is only March. We got to get him ready for September if he starts. And I would gear him towards starting. I think Michigan football really needs the shot. Really needs to elevate the play. And freshmen, true freshmen, have succeeded. This is not 1975. This is pretty normal for a freshman quarterback to come in and excel, especially if they have spring practice, of course. And so J.J. McCarthy's going to have all that time. And he's got the security blanket of Cade McNamara, who's had good early returns as well from his teammates. And then also, of course, Alan Bowman, who's thrown 33 touchdowns and started most of 3 seasons at Texas Tech. So they've got the security blanket. Why not totally put all your resources into developing J.J. McCarthy for the start? That's what I would do. You can always fall back on Alan Bowman. All right, the offensive line's got to improve. This was a Michigan strength early in Harbaugh's tenure, and it's been in decline recently. Jalen Mayfield, the best offensive lineman's gone. Zach Carpenter left. They do pick up the offensive tackle from Louisiana Tech, but the offensive line has got to be better. And the secondary. This was the worst Michigan secondary since fill in the blank. Sometime in Rich Rod's tenure, 2008, 9, 10. Awful in the secondary last year. And what is not really bringing much hope for 2021 improvement would be no early enrollees, so they don't get any extra reps in the spring from any early enrollees for the 2021 class. On top of that, the only 2 incoming defensive backs are 3 stars. That doesn't mean that neither one of them or that both of them could not turn out to be exceptional players. We've got 3-star players all over the country that have turned into exceptional players, but that's not the norm. The 4 and 5 stars are usually turning out to be the impact players, usually. So it's not a good sign that bringing in roughly the 40th rated corner and safety and counting on them to catch up to speed and provide anything. Not that they're counted on this year, but it just doesn't even bode well for the next season because this was the 100th rated pass defense in the country. Number 100 in scoring defense, 35 points per game. They only intercepted 2 passes. I know they only played 6 games, so 2 interceptions. And again, the Michigan pass defense was awful, and the secondary play was awful, and it doesn't look like they're going to get a whole lot of help, although we hear that they've got 19 players listed as defensive backs. So secondary needs to improve the offensive line. The coaching staff gelling is huge in all this. And, of course, everyone wants to see J.J. McCarthy develop into a starter. Whether that's Alan Bowman out of the gate and maybe McCarthy takes over at midseason, I would go full throttle toward preparing J.J. McCarthy to start game 1. All right, my thoughts here. The Voice of College Football Michigan. Want to hear from you down below. And please subscribe.